look, I'm an establishment because my dad, the greatest man alive, was president of the United States, and my brother, who I adore as well, is a fantastic brother, was president. Fine, I'll take it. And I guess I'm part of the establishment because Barbara Bush is my mom. I'll take that, too.
All right, that was former Florida Governor Jeb Bush delivering some powerful remarks during tonight's debate. So will his strong performance give him momentum coming into the Iowa caucuses? Well, just after the debate finished, we spoke with Governor Bush. Watch this. All right, joining us now in Iowa on the debate stage, we have Governor Jeb Bush. Governor, how are you?
Thanks. Doing great, Sean.
Great to see you. You started out, and this was an interesting question because it's an ongoing battle within the Republican Party, establishment versus insurgency.
Yeah.
And that has been a big narrative in this campaign.
Yeah.
And you kind of stood up and said, okay, if I'm establishment for this, this, and this, fine. What do you say to that?
Well, I mean, I love my mom and dad and love my brother, and I'm not going to disown them. That would be ridiculous.
Is that what you think establishment means?
Well, that was the way the question was framed.
Yeah.
That's how they framed it. You're the son of a president, brother of a president. I am. Can't hide from that. But, you know, when I got a chance to serve, I was a disruptor. Yeah. I turned the whole place upside down in Tallahassee. And having that experience, I think, is essential. Yeah. Because having no experience at all going to try to bring about change in Washington, it would be pretty ugly pretty quick.
Yeah. You know, I was sitting with some people backstage, the seasoned media people, and they said, Jeb's gotten better every debate. Do you feel just that maybe you needed a comfort level? Do you feel better each debate?
Well, when the debate is about substance, yeah, I do better. When I'm learning to ignore the stupid questions and answer what I'm supposed to.
Wait, are you talking about the media or?
No, you know, sometimes the questions.
You know what the worst debate was? The CNBC debate.
It was.
That was horrible.
It was horrible.
You know, that's good.
These are good people. Yeah. They're forced to ask questions. They lost control of the debate. Yeah. These debates have gotten better, each and every one. Yeah. I kind of miss the Donald. It would have been fun to have him on the stage.
Yeah, did you really miss him?
Because we've had our give and take, and I'm getting better at going after him a little bit.
Yeah. Well, that's true. You guys did go after it in the last debate a little bit. And,
I got him to start talking with a Queen's accent. I thought that was a pretty good sign. I might have got under his skin.
You know, I think one of the things that people do want to see in presidential candidates is that you're human, that you're having fun, and that you're in this. You have the passion. You want the economy fixed. You want to save jobs. You want America safe and secure and leading. Yeah. And then they also want to see that also they can relate to you.
Yeah, look, this process, everybody says it's too long, too much money, blah, blah, blah. The fact is, it is the greatest process to elect a president of the greatest country. It should be tough. I mean, we should be walking on the hot coals and figure out how to overcome adversity and meet the challenges and get better and grow as you go along. Listen to people. These town hall meetings here in Iowa and New Hampshire are learning experiences for me.
Yeah, I was interviewed on my radio station where I affiliate here at WHO.
Yeah, great
station, right? Ronald Reagan was on
that exactly.
Station. So I was interviewed today by them, and I said, I like the process. I like it being hard. I like it being long. I like the fact that these guys have to shake every hand in Iowa, meet people. Yeah. Because my hope is the guy that gets there is going to remember those faces and those people, and when you're making decisions about living and dying and war and peace, that you remember that.
Exactly. Right? Exactly. I mean, I carry this around to remind me of the people that have served this country and died in the line of battle.
What is that?
This is, I have two of them. This is Christopher Horton. His wife gave it to me. He was a sniper and died in Afghanistan. You can't take this job lightly. You have to listen to people, and you have to honor the people that have protected us. Which is why I'm so passionate about reforming the Veterans Administration. It is scandalous what goes on. And you campaign in Iowa and New Hampshire, and vets come and talk about how they can't access care, and it breaks my heart and it angers me beyond words. And yet, I mean, they've spent, I think we've given them $60 billion more in the last 6 years, massive amounts of money, but no reform.
You know, the fact that they institutionalized the bureaucracy where they had two sets of lists, you know, in terms of when people needed help, and they'd call people back, you know, a year later, oh, sorry, my husband's dead.
Isn't it nice that the two YouTube, the people that asked their interesting question, two of them served in the military, and they're entrepreneurs now. Man, if we could get that going, where veterans came back and they had jobs, and the skills that they had would have reciprocity in terms of the certification process, local, state, and federal. We can create a strategy to make veterans a huge driver for economic prosperity in this country. But right now, no one seems to care.
You don't remember, I'm sure you don't remember this. I was covering your brother in 2004 in Jacksonville. Remember they did the flyover with Air Force One?
Oh, man.
Okay, but I remember also, remember Todd Beamer, his father, was a whole group of Gold Star families, and your brother went in there. Before he went out and spoke to a big crowd of people, I saw him come out, tears in his eyes, talking to those families. He did that a lot.
Every event. Every event that I went as his campaign chairman in his reelection, he would have a private meeting with families. Every event.
Yeah.
And, you know, look, I called every slain, every soldier that died in the line that battled their loved ones.
From Florida?
From Florida. Yeah. 150 calls, and I'm sure my brother did as well. That's what you do in public leadership positions. You show that you care.
That's the seriousness of the job. That's the hard. That's why if it's a tough process, it's going to be tougher there. Let me ask you this: the issue of immigration came up, and I was just talking to Senator Rubio before, and says you changed path to citizenship, path to legalization. I think most Americans understand that when James Comey and James Clapper and other people say that ISIS will infiltrate the refugee population, and we see what's happened with the borders now, the issue's evolved.
It has.
Are you changing with it? You know, I don't.
No, the issue's evolved. We have to control the border. We have, period, over and out, and we have to do it in the proper way and be all in on it. No one on this stage disagrees with that. That's a simple fact. We have to organize our society around protecting us from terrorist attacks. No question about it. Which means that you can't have a visa waiver program for all the European countries where you have radicalized Muslims in all these countries. If they go to Syria to be radicalized or other countries, they should have a much deeper screen than just saying I'm a citizen of Germany.
It's scary that ISIS has the ability now to manufacture their own passports, isn't it?
They do, and European countries should have the same standards that we have in terms of biometrics. That's one place where we've actually led. The other thing that we need to recognize is ISIS, in the form of a caliphate, attacks all around the world. There have been over 70 attacks inspired or directly created by ISIS in 17 countries. Not just Libya, as was discussed today, but Indonesia and other places. We have to take this battle to ISIS directly in the caliphate.
What does that mean? You know, I'm hoping one day, I had Don Rumsfeld on the other day, and I said to him, is there a chance we can change modern warfare where we don't have to always have boots on the ground, knocking on doors, dealing with IEDs? You don't think so? Not in the near future?
Not when they're embedded in populations of 800,000 in Mosul.
And hiding in schools and mosques and churches.
And detonating hospitals and protecting themselves around innocents. No. You have to root them out, and you have to take their money out, and you have to be all in. It doesn't have to be dominated by the American fighting forces. In fact, if we don't have a Sunni-led force, this won't work. The other element of this that wasn't discussed enough in this debate was it's not just destroying ISIS, it's also creating an environment that is stable after we leave. We saw what happened in Libya. Yeah. Now we have total chaos. The smart power, as Hillary Clinton called it in Libya, creates a situation far worse than when it started.
Do you see a day when the Sunni Saudis and the Egyptians and the Jordanians and the Israelis maybe unite in a coalition? Maybe with us?
It has to be with us.
Has to be.
Without us, it will never happen.
Because
with us,
the Iranians are fomenting all this terror in the entire region.
Yeah, so we cut a deal with Iran, and give them
Obama cut a deal with Iran. John Kerry cut a deal with Iran, not we. Most Americans did not want that deal.
No, it's a 60-40 proposition against. And so $100 billion plus now to foment terror by Shia forces. We're going to have to restore those relationships.
And by the way, our great friends are buying 114 Airbuses, not Boeing 767s or 777s,
Look,
whatever.
You're Catholic, right?
Yes, sir.
I love the Pope. The fact that he would box beautiful Christian relics in the Vatican so that it wouldn't offend Rouhani breaks my heart.
Wow.
Western civilization needs to be protected, and we should be proud of it.
We need to stand up and understand this caliphate and radical Islam. Governor, good to see you so much. Thanks so much for being with us. Appreciate it.
Take care.